Albert Sambi Lokonga is set to join Arsenal in a deal worth up to £20 million with 17 plus £3 million in add-ons. Today in this video, we're going to look at how he could fit into a potential 2021-22 lineup for Arsenal if he starts for the club. This is very interesting to see as he can fit into many different positions, into many different setups. So the first position that Lokonga could play in is in a CDM role. Now, a CDM role is one of his main positions as a footballer, and he is adapted to play in that situation. And we're gonna look at players in a starting 11 that would play around him and already at the club. So I won't include Ben White in this one, but it doesn't matter anyway. It could be any two centre backs behind him. But the midfield is where we're entirely focusing on at this point, because we're gonna go with Thomas Partey and Emil Smith-Rowe for this one, and we are gonna suggest that Lokonga could potentially play next to or in a CD. We'll look at the next two bit, but we're going to look at as a CDM role. If we play a 4-3-3 but defensive, I think Lokonga could play in a CDM role because he has the attributes to lead that midfield in terms of from the back, because he is captain for Anderlecht, so he does have those attributes that will help him to play in that position. Now, again, he lack of inexperience may help mess him up, especially in the Premier League, but it is a potential position he could play. And if you put the right players around him, like your Thomas Partey, then I think this could work, and this could be a potential place where he could play in that CDM role next to Thomas Partey, just behind Thomas Partey and Emil Smith-Rowe. So that's the first position that he could play. So the second position that Sambi Lokonga can potentially play in is in a 4-2-3-1. Now this is what we played most of last season, and this is probably where he'd probably fit in the most, as next to Thomas Partey. And I think him being next to Thomas Partey will add a lot of experience to our team, because he is a leader in himself. He is captain of Anderlecht, as I've said many a times, and Thomas Partey is obviously a very experienced footballer. So I think the link up of them two in that midfield could really help us. Now I'm not saying we should do this every week, but I think it's a viable option for us because they're both very talented footballers, Thomas Partey being older and Sambi Lokonga being younger. And I think if we don't sign a Basuma, I think Lokonga is a player that could really help us in that position in a 4-2-3-1, which is why I think he could play there. And it's a potential lineup that we could go in next season potentially. And, he can play in that 4-2-3-1. He can play as a defensive midfielder, so he would perfectly fit into that position for us. So I would be going with Sambi Lokonga in a 4-2-3-1 next to Thomas Partey. So the next position that Lokonga could potentially play him is in a 4-3-3, but he plays on the right sided of midfield. Now, he is a right footer, Lokonga, and he could potentially fit into a system where it's not a 4-2-3-1, but it's a 4-3-3 in terms of he plays on the right sided midfield, Smith-Rowe plays in the middle, and Thomas Partey plays on the left sided midfield. Sort of what Xhaka used to play, but obviously he's going to be going off to Roma, and it's a position that potentially could be covered by Sambi Lokonga, with Partey moving on to the left midfield. Now, this is not a formation that Mikel Arteta likes to play like as a box standard 4-3-3, but it's a potential lineup that he could fit into, Lokonga, and it's something which we should be looking into, because if we do want to fit in Partey and Lokonga without them being too deep, because they're not fully defensive midfielders, they like to go up a bit. I think this is an opportunity we should be exploring, because they can play in those positions. So thank you guys so much for watching this video. If you enjoyed, please leave a like and subscribe. And those are the positions that Albert Sambi Lokonga could potentially play him if he completes his move to Arsenal, which is seeming ever more likely as the days go on, according to Belgian reports. And yeah, leave your thoughts in the comment section down below. Could he play in a 4-2-3-1 next to Partey? Could he play in a 4-3-3 as right CM? Or could he play as a lone defensive midfielder in a 4-3-3? Leave your thoughts in the comment section down below. How do you think Mikel Arteta will use him? Will he be a defensive player? Will he be more of an attacking player that carries the ball forward? Who would you compare him to? Someone like Yuri Tielemans? Could he even play as a number 10? And do you think he'll start a lot of games, or do you think he'll only be a backup to Thomas Partey? Leave all those thoughts in the comment section down below. See you guys in the next one. Bye-bye.